Hello, no one is available to take your call. Please leave a message after the tone.
Hey girlfriend, you've reached Risky Intentions, where the balanced fun hoes go for spiritual enlightenment while still being a little risque. Follow us each week as we unpack healing past trauma, living with intention, and vibing higher, as we share all the raunchy ass stories that got us here.
Welcome back. It's Risky Intentions. I'm your girl, Cece.
And I'm your girl, Jordy.
I missed you guys.
I know.
It's
been a long while. It's been like a few weeks now.
Since we've been in the studio.
But we here.
And if you guys didn't check out our bonus episode with Teaser Network, go back.
Go watch
Check
that.
it out, because we're very risque over there, talking about our, sexual desires.
And our needs and wants.
And don'ts.
Just risky things in the bedroom.
All things taboo. So definitely check that video out.
It's definitely a nice little treat. That was fun.
It was so much fun.
Yeah.
We'll definitely have them on here.
Yeah.
In the very, very near future.
Yeah, go check it out.
Maybe part 2.
Come back, though.
We'll dive into some other kinks and freaks. But let's get into our intentions like we normally do.
Our affirmations.
Oh, dang it. See?
It's all right.
Our affirmations like we normally do. What is your affirmation this week?
So, my affirmation this week is that I am compassionate, kind, and patient with myself. It's really hard to do that, right? You think we naturally put so much pressures on ourselves of like, you got to do this. I'm not doing enough. I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough. I'm not.
And you are enough.
Yeah.
Simply enough.
And I
like it.
Yeah, just being patient with it. Life is
and
life.
Kind. I like kind.
Yeah.
A lot of times you think about all the negative things of
that
yourself.
You say to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Of like, you're inadequate. You're this, whatever. Mm-hmm. Your thoughts. So just reminding yourself to be compassionate, love yourself. You are the longest relationship that you have. You're the longest standing relationship. So just cherish it. Cherish yourself. Love yourself. Be kind to yourself. And I think that looks different. Like,
definitely at different times too.
Yeah.
But they all go together.
Treat your body, work out, eat right, drink your water, lay them edges, mind your business.
Moisturize.
And yeah, just take care of yourself. You're number one. Love yourself first.
I love it.
What about you?
My affirmation this week is I am no longer forcing. I am fluid. When things flow in a new direction, just so be it. I think we're always trying to be in control of everything. And, you have your plans, you work hard, but you have to release and just let things flow.
I don't know why that's, like, making me emotional right now. Because it's just, like, I don't know. I think...
You've been a control freak?
I'm a control freak.
I could see that.
And I think... Don't agree with me.
I know you behind the scenes. You do like to...
I think I try to control the things that I can control. But I think when you can't control some things, right, like your life or things that just don't, like, you feel it of, like, you're not really messing with that. You're not really feeling that. That's not okay with you. It's like, don't force something just because you want the outcome of, like, the quote-unquote what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Don't be sad, friend.
It's okay. It's life.
But feel that.
Yeah.
Feel that and navigate that, whatever you're trying to force or getting hard on yourself about forcing. That's why I like all our affirmations and intentions seem to go with each other.
Yeah.
For whatever reason. Like, be patient with yourself. Be kind to yourself.
Yeah.
You can't force everything, You do your best and hope things work out in your favor.
Yeah.
But 9 out of 10, when it doesn't, it's usually for your good in the long run anyways. So go with the flow.
Yeah.
I'm very much a go with the flow person, I think, in other people's eyes.
I am too.
But, like, inside,
internally,
I'm like, I didn't do enough.
Yeah.
Or, yeah.
Or just, like, I want things to go this certain way.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And when they don't, you kind of think like you freak out a little bit, like, oh my God, this isn't what I pictured.
And then it's my fault, and what could I have done different, or I shouldn't have said this, or
whatever it was and however it happened was exactly perfect it was exactly what it needed to be. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And right on time when it should have happened.
Yeah. So be it. Definitely that. And so be it. And be okay with it. Moving right along.
I like that. I like that. What's the tea?
What's the tea?
I think I kind of got it down that time.
I like it.
Right?
Okay.
Give me your tea.
I hate to do it. I really hate to do it, but I think I just have to go back. I think I gotta cancel the baby with his. He's
sexy ass.
He's a good looking man. He's fine.
Because I literally, can I just give you pause before you even do this?
Mm-hmm.
Last night, I'm not even lying to you. I had a dream. The baby was in my dream last night.
Was he in your bed
together.
in this dream?
Yes.
Oh, that was your baby.
Yes.
That's not the baby. That's my baby.
That's my baby. Wait, okay, what did he do? I feel like I love him, though. Like, I really do enjoy him.
What
do you do?
He keeps doing stuff, and I'm like, I think he's just a trash person at this point. Like, I'm kind of like, I think I need to take all his music off my phone type of canceling. Only because he made some homophobic statements, and pretty much called out, like, the gay community and people with HIV and AIDS at Rolling Loud in a giant crowd, thousands of people.
What an idiot.
Like, what?
Why would he
do
that?
Why? Like, what was the reason? He said, and I quote, if you didn't show up today with HIV, AIDS, any of them deadly sexual transmitted diseases that make you die in 2-3 weeks, put your cell phone light in the air. Then keeps going, like, why? You couldn't have thought of something else to tell people to put their lights in the air? If you don't give a fuck right now, put your phone in the air. If you're having a good time right now, put your phone up in the air.
So if I got HIV and AIDS, I can't put my phone up.
Like, embarrassing, hurtful. Why? And then he said, fellas, if you ain't sucking no dick in the parking lot, put your cell phone light in the air. And why?
It was just like nobody, and it's like the baby. Why did you need to say this?
And I'm wondering if there was a slight pause there where people were like, huh? Like, I guess put your phone in there. Yeah, it's not me. I guess I'll put my phone in there. I don't have HIV, I think.
It just makes no sense.
None at all. But then today on Instagram, he went on a little...
Like tangent
defending himself. 4 minutes long of video of defending himself, saying, my fans... I do have gay fans, and they don't have HIV or AIDS. They not nasty. Like, how do you not know? How do you
know this?
You don't know your fans personally, just like they don't know you personally. Like, what?
But also, like, what difference does it fucking make? Like, why would you even, like, if somebody has HIV and AIDS, like, oh, you can't listen to my shit? Like, you're, like,
What that got to do with the show?
With the music?
And making the people dance. What? The two just, they had no place there. It made no sense, and it's giving just very silly. Ignorant.
It's really silly.
And yeah, it's like, so you hate people with HIV or AIDS?
Sorry.
Well, throw shit around if that's how you feel.
I'm sorry.
Jay's over here throwing shit around the studio, y'all. She has lost it. Did that upset you?
It just
because it upset me when I watched it.
Get out of here. Wait, I'm lost because it's like the math is not mathing.
Yeah.
What was the reason?
I'm
like why did you need to say that?
I don't think the song went with it.
Just like social cues of like read
why?
the fucking room.
That's something you discuss with your people if that's really how you feel about it.
What are you doing? Like, why would you need to feel the need to like exclude such a vast audience? Is it like, was it in response to like, did he start off with like Lil Nas something? Like it doesn't make, it's like nobody said anything and you're just like, by the way, if you got AIDS and HIV, like,
don't put your phone up right now. Don't turn up with us. Like, we're all here.
It's silly.
That's my favorite part of a festival. feeling the collectiveness of all these different people. Like, there's moments at festivals where you feel like we are all here on the same accord, and it's so dope. And it's
we're
like
experiencing this moment together.
Yeah, and he just really just like called people out for what? I think I gotta cancel him, man, and I feel like he's gonna keep getting a lot of backlash the next few days. Because immediately, you know.
And it would be one thing if he came out apologizing, but he just kind of came out like swinging, like, nah, I said what I said.
I said what I said, and I meant it.
Which, it's like, if that was the case, maybe you just shouldn't have said anything.
It was just
let it be there.
It was weird.
And then you got on and, like, you, like, doubled down.
Every time I've been at a concert and they say, put your phone in the air, put your lighters in the air, it's usually something really uplifting, inspiring, exciting. We finna shake some ass, but it was just so out of pocket and confusing
and out of place. It's just like this goes it didn't fit. Like, it didn't make your show any better.
And he has gay fans. Like, I'm sure there's plenty of gay people who
loved Baby.
Plenty of people with HIV/AIDS that I'm sure listen to him. Like, what that got to do with you?
Yeah,
it was weird, really strange, but yeah. Tragic. I gotta cancel. He fine too.
It's just pretty trash.
You're a trash human.
Yeah.
In conclusion, you're a trash human.
Well, my tea this week is a little bit more lighthearted.
Oh, good. Great. Bring us back.
So over the weekend, our good sis Issa Rae tied the knot, and I love that her caption was so clever. She got married to her longtime boo. His name is Louis Dame. Anyways, her caption, she just posted on Instagram. Maybe I don't know if that was the exclusive or if there was an exclusive somewhere else. I don't catch whatever. Anyway, so she posted in an impromptu photo shoot in a custom Vera-Wang dress. My girls came to help me, but they coincidentally had the same dress. They were so embarrassed. See, then I took a few flicks with somebody's husband. She joked in the caption. And it's just like, I've never heard anything about her relationship.
Dating.
Wise
at all.
Her being booed up with anyone. Nothing like that. Which I feel like is so intentional of, like, the narrative is how great of a person that she is. Obviously, I feel like Hollywood is so crazy. Like, there's always something going on.
People are always in the mix.
They just, like, you want to pick at something. So it's like, no, I'm gonna have my little boo. I'm gonna have my wedding. It's gonna be beautiful. She got married in France.
It looked beautiful. The pictures, the venue looked beautiful. She looked
gorgeous.
good.
She looked great.
The girls look good. And I think it's really important to keep a piece of you private.
Yeah.
So, like, when fans get all mad about someone not wanting to
yeah.
share their kids or their relationship, it's like, they're just a human.
Their prerogative, their life.
Yeah.
And that's their decision.
I think it's dope. She's like, surprise.
Yeah.
It's a wife.
It's a whole wife out here.
Yeah.
No, she looked great. Congratulations to Issa. I love it.
Who gonna tell Lawrence?
Who gonna tell Lawrence? I saw a post that said that. Like, who gonna tell him? With his old baby with Corolla.
People. I was gonna say, people keep giving her all these different names. I like Corolla. I think that's my favorite yet.
I like canola, like canola oil.
Canola. I hate it.
Oh man. Moving along
to our Trife life.
Can we take a sip for this?
We should.
We didn't cheers at the top of this.
So wherever you at,
double cheers.
See a drink, see a shot, take a shot, a drink.
I like that. I like a nasty.
I'm over here like, oop.
Yeah, that was nice. It's been a long day, friend.
Long life, actually.
Tell me about this trifling shit going on.
All right, so our topic of discussion today is going to be about abuse and the different forms and what it is, red flags.
How to identify it.
Yeah, things like that. So my Trife life is actually about a friend who I don't think even realized she's kind of dealing with some major manipulation. Granted, she was in a relationship, cheated on her boyfriend, they broke up. And, I mean, it had been already a little bit of a rocky road prior to the cheating. It's not like she was just dogging him out. It was like you know when you almost at the end and, you know, she fucked up. Whatever. She's human.
We're human.
However, he's, you know, try to put the extras on it, make it all about how horrible she is and wrong she is for that. But then recently is posting this girl that he was like thirsting after on Instagram
While they were together.
Oh. So it's kind of like that thing like, oh, you don't got to worry about them, or it's just Instagram, or it's just this, and it's like, oh, but
you're actually like now
you're involved with
hanging
this
out
person.
Now that we're not together.
And I think it's really manipulative to like make somebody out to be like
bad
the monster.
Yeah. But you're also
you're already doing her dirty.
Yeah.
So
I feel like people don't understand in relationships how manipulation always looks, right? Like it's crazy. It's you can be with the person and just their tone or their way of thinking or like their way of communicating with you or telling you like, you know, I don't know, just different forms of manipulation look so different.
I feel like that's a form though, like trying to flip something.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
When someone does something wrong and you're doing wrong too, like
and
just
it's like,
turn all the attention on them.
Yeah. A lot of men do that. Men are real quick to flip some shit, ain't they?
Okay, I feel like that was a thing for me in a relationship once. It was like, and it wasn't trying to flip like, you know, it was. It really was. Like every time I brought up something that bothered me, the person would in turn bring up something that bothered them that did not relate, had nothing to do with it.
See, that's my issue with communicating and people that are poor communicators. Like if you have an issue with something,
you had every opportunity.
Your moment to bring it up and to bring it to my face is not when I'm bringing something to you.
Right.
It's like we're having an open discussion about this topic.
This is what I brought up.
We can't like, oh, you do X, Y, and Z, and then you come back and combat that with, well, you do X, Y, and Z.
Well, you do this, and it's like that had nothing.
Can we just reflect on this for a second? We'll get back to this. I'm not saying to disregard what you're saying either, because that's healthy communicating.
But you're deflecting from
what
I'm bringing to your attention right now.
Yeah.
And trying to mix the two.
Truly, and like for you to think that like you need to answer in that way, like you're listening to respond and not listening to listen.
That was my whole thing with it.
And I think it's just
you're not even listening to me.
It's a form, because that's ultimately when you're in a relationship, that's really all that you want is just to be seen, to be seen and to be heard. Of like, just understand me,
right?
So when you're coming from a place of just like, I'm choosing not to understand you. I'm choosing to like, nah, fuck what you said. I'm gonna tell you what the hell you doing wrong too. It's like,
well, why didn't you say that then?
Yeah.
Why didn't you say that then?
The time to bring that up is not when I'm bringing something to your attention. It's unfair.
The two don't belong together.
It's manipulative, and it's very selfish. It's very selfish. I feel like relationships are compromised.
It's extremely selfish. It's like, I'm not going to even acknowledge your feelings. I'm just going to start projecting my feelings onto you right now.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to take the whole defense rather than be like, you know, I'm sorry I made you feel this way, or I said whatever I said, and then circle back around to be like, well, you know, since we're talking about things we're bothered by, maybe segue into it some kind of way. Or when I initially do something that you don't like, let's talk about it. But don't wait till I'm mad and now you're mad about something too. And
I hate when somebody, it's like you're like answering a question with a question, or you're like, it's just not, it's like, come on.
And that's really manipulative, and it's like distracting from what I'm trying to get across, or the person's trying to get across.
And it's not to say that your feelings are not valid of what you may be bringing up. It's just to say that that's not the time.
Time and place.
Yeah, like, it's just like, again, read the fucking room. Like,
it's rude.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, fuck what you're saying. What you're saying holds no weight. What I'm saying actually holds all the weight. And it's like,
or bringing up, well, what about that one time you like, that's not what we're talking about. That's not what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
do better.
I don't know. I almost want to tell her, like, girl, you know, this is manipulation, and you should just completely cut ties.
Yeah.
Even more.
That's what it seems like. It seems like they're both just like, they need to
let it rest.
Yeah. Go on RIP that shit.
Put it in the dirt.
6 feet under. My trife life this week is not as cute, but kind of stems from rape culture.
Which we're living a lot, especially I don't think guys realize how much women deal with just rapey vibes at all times.
No, truly. Like, literally, truly. Every single day. You know what I mean? You go out and it's like, oh, ride the boat. And it's like, wait a second. I don't want to be fucking
chill out,
incoherently drunk. Whatever. I remember my trife life is about this guy. I live in a pretty safe neighborhood. Like, I walk my dog 1 o'clock in the morning. Like, this was in broad daylight. But I remember walking Kenzo, and this guy was, like, driving down the street catcalling, which, whatever. I'm not going to, like, it happens all the time, but, like, it happens a lot, right? So, walking down the street, this guy's catcalling, and I'm walking my dog. I'm like, I'm not paying attention, whatever. And this guy, like, pulls his car over, like, flips a bitch, does a U-turn,
okay, that's
pulls over.
Already
Flag
too
number
much.
1, right? Flag number 1. Okay, you're kind of doing a lot.
I'm scared. Should I run?
And so he, like, walks up to me and he's like, oh, hey, like, I would love to take you out, da-da-da. And I'm just like, yeah, I'm not interested. I think I even deflected to the point to say that I had a boyfriend, which a lot of women.
I do it all the time.
It's a goddamn, it's just shame that we have to shield men in a sense of, like, I don't want to you just don't know how this conversation is going to go. Like, I don't know if you're going to turn up. You don't know if you're going to, and it's just like that, oh, well, you can have friends, right?
I have said I am married with children, and both are lies.
And literally, no, but it's truly like
sorry, I'm somebody mammy out here.
I've given my number out to people that I instantly would block because I just didn't want to have the combative, like.
That's scary, but
it's the world that we live in.
I don't know how this person's going to react, because we've seen videos on Twitter, Instagram, whatever.
Some men get very, like,
trying to fight you, like, damn, just because I didn't want to get you my number.
You don't want to talk to them. Yeah. And then it's like, whatever. So whatever, that was that. I was like, oh, I have a boyfriend. Like, I'm sorry. Like, nah, I'm like, I got a boyfriend. And I'm, like, trying to walk away. Guy proceeds to, like, walk with me, following me at this point. And I'm just like, I'm not I'm not interested. And he was just like, all right. And then, like, as I walk away, he's like, you got a fat ass. And it's just like,
all right.
You're fucking weird.
Like, just think it to yourself and keep it pushing.
But you're a weirdo.
Yeah, a whole weirdo.
And it's just like, it's uneasy. It's unsafe. I literally can't even walk my damn dog down the street without, like, someone pressing me.
Yeah, having to look over my shoulder. Like,
it's a thing. So I feel like men, just do better.
Catcalling is already just such a thing.
The fucking room. If a woman, it's one thing if a woman is, like, into it, and it's like.
But if you make an advance and you're getting shut down, like, just accept that.
Take the L and walk away, honey. Like, you don't need to follow me. You don't need to proceed to, like, keep going, and then at the very end, you're gonna, like, say some sexual, like, thing to me. It's just like. It's so ugly. It's so uneasy, and as a woman, it makes me feel very uncomfortable.
I don't get why you would even want somebody's number still.
Right.
Like, they already said no.
I said no.
Okay. Peace out.
It's
simple.
It's really ugly. I feel like rape culture is a thing, and, like, for those of you that don't know what rape culture is or where it stems from, it's a culture in which sexual violence is treated as a norm, and victims are blamed for their own assaults. You know, like, women, well, you dress that way.
Yeah, if you didn't wear that, or
she wanted it. She was
dancing like
drunk,
that.
She was, and it's just, it's the norm. It's been the norm, unfortunately, and it's women are sick and tired of your shit, and we're calling it out. Like,
yeah,
we're not into it. And I think it's like so many people think of like music, right? Like, just as a whole.
Well,
like,
yeah, I think like, in, you know, hip hop culture, like rap culture, you know, bitches this, hoes that, whatever, but then it translates into real life.
Yeah.
It definitely does.
Yeah, and it's just like no means no.
I think men should be required to go to classes about this. Like, that's how strong I feel
But you
about
know
it.
how many people have even responded with that whole idea of like, well, you were dressed that way. Well, you must have wanted the attention.
That's
well,
what National Jean Day is about. So it's like a day, there was like a case going on, I believe in France, I want to say, where a girl was raped. And the guy's defense was, how could I have raped her? She had on jeans. What? Like, basically, like, how could I get them off? She had on jeans. So there's, like, a whole day to,
just throw the whole fucking, like, gender away. Men are fucking trash, bro.
Damn, we don't try to come in here and bash y'all, but this is the episode where we gonna bash y'all because I'm sorry, but
you be doing some bashful shit.
actually, we're gonna talk about the ladies, too, because ladies can be abusive also.
It's both ways.
Absolutely. But as far as, like, catcalling, okay, so I went to Miami with a group of girls, and the catcalling situation that weekend was, like, out of control, where to the point where I remember some guy grabbed my arm.
Pulling on you.
Yeah, and I was like, don't touch me. Don't touch me.
Don't touch me.
So
You're bigger than I am. I don't know you. Stranger danger, back the fuck up. It's also COVID. Like, back up.
This was way pre-COVID. What a time. What a time in life. But I remember we were, like, started getting more drunk, and we were like, we need to just start talking to them how we talk to us. Hey, red shirt.
Right.
And, like, we were joking and, like, playing around and doing it for a little while, but guys are so oblivious that they were just feeding into it. They were like, oh, what's up?
They were
like,
into it.
And we're like, damn, this completely defeats the purpose.
I saw something today that was like, I'm going to start moving men out in the club. I'm going to start grabbing men by their waist and moving them out the way in the club to see how they fucking feel about it. And it's like, the whole idea, like, you don't understand how many times I've been in a club or out, and it's like, or like you grab me by the small of my back. It's like, you don't have to touch me.
Just scoot
you
by.
You don't need to touch me.
I'd almost rather you just like,
excuse me,
shuffle by me. That's fine. Say excuse me. If it's a tight space,
weird.
All right.
It's like this like entitlement of like, I need to like plead, and it's like, just don't
do it.
Just don't. I don't know you.
I like cringe. I'm like, ah.
Women don't like it. You don't like it, y'all.
Why? Nobody knew. No one ever told ya.
My cocktail this week is about reaching the big O.
Orgasm.
I don't know. I feel like it's crazy to think that, you know, I'm damn near 30 years old, and like, I feel like I've definitely had orgasms before. I don't think I've had like the big, like, peak,
no, what do you mean?
I think it's happened maybe like a couple times. Like, I feel like maybe like a few times.
I hate to hear it, but so many women have never.
Yeah.
One of my good friends recently had told me she has a never, and I was like, but you've been having sex for quite some time now.
Well, see,
we're almost 30, and I was like, what?
Confusion of like, okay, well, I think women naturally think like, well, because I'm not, like, I'm wet. It's waterfalls down there, that it's like,
it's good. I'm having a good time, but it's like, no.
Yeah, listen to me, honey.
You know, that thing makes a contraction that you're like, okay, I cannot go any longer.
It's similar to your body falling off of a cliff.
Oh, that's intense.
It's like you're literally just like, in this moment, you just feel like you are at
free
the
falling,
peak, and just like, it's like you're just like limp, like you're just literally like in this euphoric,
wow,
crazy.
Oh my gosh!
It just,
tell me more.
It's like a tingling ecstasy, just legs shaking, just like I can't take anymore. My body is giving out. I am on E. And just, it's a release. It's a release. And listen to me. I've had some great sex in my life. Like, I'm the first person to tell you. Like, I've had some good times.
I think too many women don't like, one, actually know the feeling, because they're like, I had a good time. Like,
yeah,
that was it. But like,
naturally, you're just like, okay, I was wet,
and we don't speak up.
Yeah,
not we, because we'll let you know. Like,
Did you see the thing that was like, when it's bad, like when you're having sex and it's bad, just start booing in his ear, like,
boo. Okay, so I've never really had like awful sex. Oh, thank God. But
do you usually like, you just do like, you got some checklists that you're like,
I just know. Yeah.
Okay.
There's like certain mannerisms that let me know that I'm like, you're not going to do it right.
Yeah. I need some.
There's certain little tests you could do before. And like how somebody like grabs you or does certain things, you're like, oh, no. Sexually, you wouldn't hang with me correctly. But I think a lot of times women don't tell men like that they didn't finish.
Yeah.
Guys, if you have to ask, the answer is generally no.
Yeah, I think
if you gotta ask,
there's
the
any
answer's no.
confusion of like, so did you? It's like
no. So.
But you know what's so funny? I was researching this. Like, how do you get the big? Oh, and for men, it's like you can go from 0 to orgasm in like a good 7 minutes. Women, we need like a good 20. And it's funny because I feel like in this particular time, I feel like it started off kind of like...
Over there reminiscing and shit? I could see it. Oh, my God. I'm getting a little hot in here. Shit.
I feel like it's funny because I feel like initially, like, off the rip, I was just kind of like, okay, all right, and I'm in it, you know. I'm in it.
We're there. We in it. Okay.
And then it was just like, I don't know, he did something and changed the position, and it was just like... Literally, I just remember my legs were, like, by my ears, and it was just, like, I felt like my legs were noodles. My legs would not
Ladies
stop.
at home are like, legs to ears. Put that in my notes.
My legs would not stop shaking.
You were like, whoa!
I'm like, whoa. It's just this feeling of, like...
The way you just caressed that mic let me know you were like, oh,
remember,
that was beautiful.
Do you remember the time?
She was like, ooh, I'll never forget it.
No, deadass.
That's what's up.
It was...
I'm glad that set a standard, too.
It was kismic. It was euphoric. It was nostalgic.
Okay, stop rubbing your cheeks like that. Oh, my God. She is embarrassing me tonight, y'all.
It was
she is
all
embarrassing
of
me.
the things. Baby, honey, ladies.
Don't settle.
Go on and get that.
Tell them no. Little
I
to the
think,
left,
too, it's
little
like
to the
it's
right.
knowing,
Faster,
like,
harder, up, down.
Obviously, people are different, too. Like,
Yeah.
I think a lot of women have orgasms or, like, you reach the big O of, like... And I let me back up because I said like, a couple of times that I've had an orgasm. I feel like I've definitely had more orgasms, but I think that climax of, like, that peak, like... That's what I feel like.
And do you feel like it's because of the other person's effort, where other times it was like you in your mind, like really putting yourself in a space?
Sex
like
is so mental. I feel like if you are not putting yourself in that state of like, if you're sitting up thinking like this and this and this and this and whatever, I think it happens when you're in a vulnerable state. You're very comfortable. You're very at ease. You want to get there.
You gotta put your head in the game. What?
Your
My earrings falling off?
No, your necklace is just in you. I like looked.
I'm like, what the hell?
just hanging over, girl.
Just dangling.
But you're very at ease, right? And you feel like it was just everything, like the body. It's just amazing. I can't explain
This
it.
smile, bruh. Everybody get you some of this. This big O. You need to make sure you're getting yours. And I think everyone's different. Most women don't climax from penetration.
Yeah.
So
yeah, some people are clitoris.
Me?
Yeah.
No, seriously.
I think I'm a dual. I'm a both.
You're like, I need a little both.
I need both them things.
But most women don't, so they think like, oh yeah, like that was good.
Yeah.
You know, I got my heart rate up, so that must have did it. No. Tell them what to do with it. I think that's why people should like explore toys more too. In the bedroom.
Oh,
toys are your friend. They're your help.
Love a good toy. I feel like it's just with anything sexual, I think
it's that comfort though, like you said, that comfortability.
But I feel like if you're not comfortable having sex with somebody, you shouldn't be fucking them.
People do it. I feel like the society we live in, a lot of people are just like fucking just to be fucking.
Just to fuck?
Yeah. And don't really take the time to really like get to know each other. And that's a whole nother topic I could run down. But I think being comfortable with somebody really, really, really is so important.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to the sex.
Yeah, get your mind there.
Because I think when you feel comfortable and safe with somebody, sky's the limit.
I think that we should move on to our topic for this week about abuse. And like just what it is, what some red flags are. Do you want to kick us off?
Yeah, let's actually, because we're just saying like about feeling safe, and I know you wanted to know what was the question, if it's important to feel like safe with your partner.
Oh yeah, I have a couple prompt questions for us, but yes.
Cool.
I think that, I mean, do you want to start there?
No,
Okay.
we can circle back to your questions.
Yeah,
I think a lot of people don't realize how many different forms of abuse there are.
Right.
So they see abuse like, oh, this person doesn't hit me, they're not abusive.
Yeah.
And that's why we talked about our friend earlier, manipulation.
Right.
That's a form of abuse. If you're aiming to change my behavior, my perception of something, that can be deceptive, or like you're trying to be harmful to me without me even knowing or realizing.
Yeah.
That's
I feel like I had a relationship with someone that I didn't feel like I sensed that he was manipulative in that situation, but there were times afterwards of just like, wow, the fact that you
got me.
know that I'm emotionally invested in, to kind of keep tapping
what
back
to say,
of
or,
like, that like he didn't want me, he didn't want to be with me, but he wanted me not to be with anyone else, kind of thing. And
That's
I feel
sick.
like that was a form that like, I don't want to be with you, but I don't want you with other people, and like I'm gonna make sure that I'm tapping in, I'm connecting with you. I'm like, oh, but it's like keeping the door still open, like you're on the fence. And I think for me, it was just like, it was confusing. But in retrospect, it was like, you were kind of being manipulative of like, don't go nowhere else. I'm going to give you just enough for you to.
It's like dangling a carrot, like,
Yeah, like.
just stay right here.
Yeah. But I fuck with you. But I like, and it's like.
That's extremely manipulative. I think gaslighting too, like trying to.
What's gaslighting?
It's like, it's manipulation too, but it's making somebody question their own sanity. Like,
I'm probably responsible for doing that.
oh, are you? Abusive. But yeah, I recently had been gaslit, like.
Yeah.
And I think I felt like it was probably not the first time, but the first time I really acknowledged, like, that's what this is. Absolutely not. So it's like manipulating someone by psychological means and like questioning their own sanity.
I feel like for me, it's exactly that. Of the same way that somebody was kind of being manipulative to me, of like that tapping in.
Learned behaviors,
like,
though. I think sometimes you learn. Somebody damages you in a kind of way, so then you react to the next person or two in that same
soul
way.
Ties, man, they're fucked up. Don't do them. I think too, another big one is verbal abuse, right?
Yeah,
like,
been there before.
People don't understand, like, yeah, when you think abuse, you think of domestic. You think of somebody physically harming you. Mm-hmm. So, like, emotionally and verbally,
and
abusing
words,
someone cuts deep.
Words can really, really cut deep. Somebody can carry that for so long, but they can also create like psychological issues, and it's I feel like that. Yeah. Whole mental disorders.
And it's not even necessarily somebody that you're with. This can be a family member.
Oh yeah.
This is probably most times like family members and just loved ones of people that's like, damn, like that really, like, you kind of just went in on me, and it was a little abusive of like, this is not healthy. This was not an effective way of communicating. It was just all abuse. Like, it's just like tearing someone down and making them feel like shit. It's not good.
Let's go over some red flags, because I think that's how we get ourselves into abusive situations. We ignore all the red flags, and then afterwards we're like, wow, that was really damaging.
Yeah.
And the signs are usually there very early on. I know
there's always red flags.
Mm-hmm.
There are forever red flags that I don't know for what reason. Maybe because when you like someone, you kind of justify their bullshit.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like, well, they didn't mean it like that. But I know for one of my worst abusive, like, relationship-wise, all the signs were there. And I just was like, oh, they would never do that to me.
But a lot of like abuse happens. I mean, they make you feel as if like what you're feeling isn't valid. Like they kind of trick your mind into that.
Or you made me do this.
You made me do this, and also like nobody else cares about you. Like I'm all that you have.
You ain't never gonna find nobody to love you like me.
Yeah.
Or who else gonna take care of you how I take care of you. And that, like you said, can be family.
Or like your family don't care about you. Or like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So some major red flags. Embarrassing or putting you down. Looking at you or acting in ways that scare you. People can be very intimidating. That's a form of abuse, but also it's a red flag. Controlling who you see, where you go, what you do.
I would never let no fucking body tell me what I can or can't do or can or can't wear. I saw something today on Instagram, and they was talking about, like, the husband was like, you're not wearing that. I'm just like, if anybody want to ever tell me
you know what
I'm not going to do, the rebellion side of me, I'm just
you never know, though, until you're in that situation. I feel like I'm very much a free will person. I'm a free thinker. I do what I want, when I want, how I want. But I did find myself once in a situation where somebody making just, like, the little comments to me,
Did you feel like, in a sense, it was kind of like, oh, you love me? Like, oh, you... Like
you don't want anyone to see me like that? And then it just kind of puts in your subconscious, like, oh, well, maybe I should kind of, like, cover up more. Maybe I shouldn't, like... It just puts a second thought in your mind, I think.
But did you think at any point that, like, they were doing it in a place of love?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, I don't want anyone else, like... looking at you like that, or like you think like you think to yourself, like, I don't want to offend I don't want to offend you. Like,
and that's the thing. I remember one of my girlfriends telling me she dated like this guy, and like that she was just changing herself in ways that was like, I didn't want to make him feel uncomfortable, so I like dimmed my light. And it's like, the person that you're supposed to be with is not going to make you feel as if you can't be all of who you are.
They're going to enhance who you are, make you shine your light even more. Like, yes, babe, put that on. Like, damn, you dressed good.
Dress on and work it, girl.
And I get it, different types of people are for you and are not for you. But if you're an insecure person, or you just don't want your girl to be dressed a certain type of way, then that's not the type of chick you go for.
Yeah.
Or type of man you go for. Like, I don't think people should get together and try and change each other.
No, there's no way.
So,
I've always been a firm believer of, like, you cannot change people. People are who they are, and you either can bitch and, be mad about who they are and, like, complain about who they are, or you can accept that person for who they are, and that's just what it is. But to think that somebody's going to change, and maybe you naturally just change and adapt of, like, I know my girl likes this, I know my guy likes this.
It's like, it has to be their own choice, though.
Absolutely. I think if you doing it...
Like, a consideration. Like, I'll consider your feelings, you know, but I'm not going to just be a whole new person.
Yeah. Another form of... abuse or like manipulation and just kind of red flags that people should be aware of is controlling who you see and where you go, what you do, keeping you or discouraging you from seeing your friends and your family. I think a lot of people, like, it's like me, and that's kind of scary. You know what I mean? Because in a sense, you're kind of like, they just want to spend time with me, they just love me, they just want all of me, and it's like.
But it's unhealthy to never see the other relationships that you need to have in order to be yourself.
Yeah. Obviously, preventing you from, like, attending school or, again, those manipulative.
There was another one, though, that really stood out to me, too. Is, like, destroying your property or threatening to. And, unfortunately, I know a lot of women who do this one. Like, girl, put bleach all over the clothes, burnt it, threw it off the balcony. Yeah. It's not okay. And that's abusive. That's abusive as hell.
I remember an ex-boyfriend of mine hated that I smoked. Like, hated that I smoked so much to the point where it was just, like, it was so silly. But I remember he, like, drove my car one day to work. And, like, the next time I got in my car, my pipe was gone. And he was just, like, I was like, hey, like, where's my pipe? And he's like, I threw it out. Like, I didn't want to drive with it in the car. I was just like, but it's mine.
Yeah, like, put it in the trunk.
But
Don't be stupid.
But it's mine, and you just
it's
you
not
took
yours.
your wants, your needs, your whatever, and you put that over, like, and sure, if you didn't want to drive with it, sure, but like to throw my
it's not yours to throw away.
To throw my shit out the window and to like not even consider a conversation with me, it was just like, I'm throwing this out, like, fuck you and fuck your shit. It's like, that's really sick. Yeah.
Yeah. Another one too, I think people, especially in like longer term relationships, don't realize pressuring you into sex or like wanting to do sexual things that you're not comfortable with. And I think it comes with like, well, I want to satisfy them or make you happy, so let's try it.
I remember my very first time losing my virginity. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I remember my very first time losing my virginity was with this guy who, he was super sexually, like, active. We were young, you know, we were in high school. And I remember him telling me, like, I wasn't like that. I just wasn't. My mind was not there. I was a very much so late bloomer. I didn't have my first kiss until high school.
That's cute.
Yeah, I did not kiss
Were you
anyone
like,
until I just
practicing, like, pillows
absolutely. On the corner, like, on the crease
She's
of my
like, that
of my
day that
arm.
comes, I'm going to be ready.
But I remember him telling me, like, you're boring. Like, you're boring.
So then that made you want to be like, okay, well, let me not be boring.
I, like, lost my virginity to him, like, a month later of just, like,
I don't want to be
I
boring.
don't want to be boring.
I like
to
you.
my boyfriend that I like. It was, like, my, like, sophomore, junior, like, state of mind of, like... And it's so fucked up. Like, you think of endorphins. You think of, like, the highs of, like, feeling good and connecting with a person, right? So, like, you're already kind of in a weird state emotionally. And that's why I always say, like, you can't let emotions drive the car. Because it's, like... It's not to say that it's not you and that you don't want these things and whatever, but it's just, like, I think sometimes when you're vulnerable in a state and in a sense, like, you're kind of just, like, susceptible to to being manipulated and being abused and being, like...
Yeah, when you don't realize and you're not, like, aware, sometimes, too, you get blindsided by liking somebody so much or wanting to please somebody, especially when it's not a romantic relationship. I think with family members or a friend even. You know, I think a lot of women put up with backhanded abuse from friends, so-called friends, like throwing shade, and they're just like, oh, that's just how they are. Like, no, it's abuse also in another form. And again, you're not seeing physical, and you're like, I'm not in a romantic relationship with this person, and you just accept that abuse over and over and over. And
well, think about, like, the traumas of therapy and just, like, identifying these things, right? So if you're not in a state of even having the capacity to see, like, this is abuse, you know what I mean? You're just really opening yourself
just like,
up. Like, you're just taking it.
Always
taking
deal
all
with
the
this.
punches.
Like, that's not normal. Like,
even people that are like, I'm a fixer. It's like, no, you're an abuse enabler. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. You accept people's bullshit and take it on as your own.
Yeah, and you take it on as a challenge, and that's kind of sick.
Not okay. Yeah, any force of any kind, pressuring you to do drugs, to not have any autonomy over your body in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
Even them slick little comments, like, don't take that from nobody. If something make you feel uncomfortable,
speak on it
or back on out of that situation. Friend, family, coworker, person you just seen on the street, like, doesn't matter. Don't put up with it. In the notes, for sure, we're gonna leave some resources too, some websites and hotlines, because you never know what somebody's dealing with. I definitely lost a friend last year to domestic violence, and saddest story ever. I don't even want to dive too much into it, but it's like,
Wow.
thinking back, I'm like, damn, like,
The flags were there.
yeah, the flags were there, and maybe if she had a place to go or something, like, you know, it wouldn't have got to that. But
Oh,
you really never know what somebody's dealing with, and if you're too afraid to talk to somebody super close, like, there's somebody out there that's literally working to help
yeah. Feel free to
these causes.
leave
Like,
a comment here. We're happy to help however we can.
because, it breaks my heart. Now I'm
Yeah,
gonna cry.
abuse. Listen, abuse is real. It's a real. It happens. It comes in forms that you may not even recognize as abuse, but understanding and realizing, acknowledging, and just being able to see abuse for what it is like a game changer. And it's necessary in order to know, like, you know, we've talked so much about therapy, and just like, I think when you don't have a core group of friends, or like you don't have anyone in your corner to really like be the voice of reason to say like
this is not straight.
This isn't okay.
Absolutely. I am very thankful for the people I have around me to
Yeah.
like, hey, you think that's cool? Or just kind of give me the second guess. And you know when you found your people, when they can kind of
See things in you. I feel like it's usually from an outside
for
perspective.
outside perspective, but still with love, you know? It's not harsh, or it's not harmful. It's like with your best interest at heart, like, just, you know, I just want to make sure you're straight, or you're okay. Or I'm seeing this, like, do you not see that? Sometimes you need a second pair of eyes. Somebody who watch your backside.
And don't feel like
that's okay.
don't think that you can't have the humility to think that you need help, or, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? Because that's a big thing too, of like, I know I got it.
I got
can
it,
handle
yeah.
And
Like, it's not that bad until
No.
it's
that
bad.
bad. I have a
So.
couple impromptu questions that I just want to chat through before. But you know, I guess I'll just ask you, is it important for you to feel safe within your relationship? And if so, what does feeling safe look like for you?
It's actually a really good question, because absolutely everyone wants to feel safe.
I actually took this question from my friend Kiara Bird, who is a writer at Exo Nicole. Shout out to her, but be taking your questions.
I definitely want you to answer it too, because I think it's important to feel safe in a relationship, but I realize it's not even just like, oh, you make me feel safe in public, or like in a physical sense, but I realized in a certain situation I didn't feel safe talking to someone about anything, good or bad. And I was like,
The person that you were like involved with.
Yeah, and I was like, even if I'm having a really amazing day, or something cool happened that I would want to share in a relationship, I didn't want to share it anymore. And I was like, dang, like,
That's a sign.
it's a sign that this ain't it. Is it important for you to feel safe? And like, what does feeling safe look like for you?
Absolutely. I think I'm very much so in tune. I feel like I'm very much so like big on intuition, and just I feel like I know when someone is good. Like, I know a good person. You know what I mean? I feel
Like, you're not being good to me. Like, this is fishy.
Yeah. Genuinely, of like, you know when you feel good in a relationship, or you feel like uneasy, you feel like you have to question something, like it's probably not a good situation. Feeling seen, feeling safe for me is it's exactly that. I feel like just someone that can communicate with me, someone that can check me, and like,
But from a place of love.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely. And yeah, I think checking doesn't have to be a bad thing. I think that it's just like, just someone that can like realize like, are you good? Like, just like vibe check.
Yeah.
I remember when everything was happening, and it has nothing to do with a relationship, but a friend, when everything that was happening with COVID, like Black Lives Matter, people getting shot, and obviously this is something that's been happening forever, but a friend that reached out, and a friend that's not Black, reaching out to me and like, vibe check, how you feeling, like, how are you? And it was something that was so intimate and just special to me, of like, you were a friend
and
that
genuine, and you want to know I'm okay.
I'm going, like, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, just like, and it's, I think
that's
more
dope.
so than anything, because I'm into a lot of shit, but at the core of everything, I'm very much so like, what's real, what's something I can feel, of like, I want to know that you just see me.
Yeah, like at the end of the day, I'm a Black woman living this life.
Yeah, so I feel like, you know, just feeling safe within any relationship, it's like,
Super important.
it's like visibility. You know what I mean? Like, just acknowledge me. Just know I'm here. Just know what I'm going through. Know what I'm pushing through, and
make me feel safe here.
Yeah.
This is a safe space.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask you this one. What is one thing you think a person should work on for themselves before they're ready to be in a relationship?
Oof. Listen, I am a big, firm believer on, like, personal development. I don't think that any person is ever really whole, right? I think that you're constantly chipping
always
away
evolving
at
and working on
wholeness.
yourself. Yeah.
But I do think that you get to it. Like, I don't think that I've never been a person of, like, you're my other half, you complete me.
Yeah, no.
I want to be whole, and I want you to be whole before we can come together.
Yes.
Because two broken people that are like, you're kind of fucked up, and you're kind of, it's like,
And now we're just even more fucked up together. It's like,
just,
build your
it's
solid
not
foundation.
Okay. And it's
I got my solid foundation.
It's okay to have that, like, time to yourself of, like, let me build my solid foundation. Let me love myself. Let me, like,
yes.
And vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want no man that's, like, unsure and questioning where he is, who he is,
uncertainty.
How he feels.
Figure it out.
I want to be anchored. So I want my man to be anchored of, like, this is who I am. This is what it is. This is what I'm bringing to the table.
Yeah. Anyone I'm dating, I'm like, I need you to know who you are.
At the very core of it. Or at
who
least,
are you?
Listen. Obviously, like, we're human. We're always
everyone
evolving.
Evolves, and you're like,
but I think at
actually,
the
I'm changing right
of
now.
Like, my yeses, my nos, my non-negotiables, like,
your core morals, values, like, those don't budge.
I think just personal stuff, like, you can't be, you know, I think if you're still, and most of us are, everyone is, I'm sure, battling childhood traumas of just, like, communication.
But you gotta heal from that stuff and acknowledge it.
You have to heal with that before you can be with anyone else. And I'm a firm believer of, like, you know, I'm 29, I'm 30, going on 30 in 6 months. But
you're like, not tomorrow. Still have time.
But
that's my biggest one.
I'm a big person of, like, I'm so excited for the next person that I date or the person that I'm with. Like, you're going to get a different version of me than I was 2 years ago, 6 months ago. Mm-hmm. Like, you're getting a completely different version of me.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about that, and I would love for the person I'm with, equally yoked, to be as excited about the person that I'm meeting and the version of them.
Yeah, because they know they worked on themselves too.
Worked on that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just put the work in.
That's my biggest one. Like, heal, baby.
Read a fucking book,
and then come holla at me once you've, like, handled your shit, or at least can acknowledge it. Because, like, I know for me, my anger issues was, like, a big thing. Like, I have definitely ruined some things from my anger. Yeah. So, like, just acknowledging, like, this. Okay, I'm about to get there. Don't take it over the edge, though. Don't do that. Like, reel it in. Control yourself. I think being emotionally in control, I definitely got to deal with somebody that, like, can rein it in. Because we all got feelings, and it's okay to have them, but, like...
Yeah. You have to know your own, like, peaks and valleys, and knowing what works for you and what someone would complement in your life.
And if that means...
You know what I mean? Like, I'm a social butterfly. Maybe I need someone that's a little more calm.
Like the balance, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And knowing it and, like, sticking to it of, like, I'm not about to... Like, I know I can't have somebody else that's turned up with me. Because it's just, like...
It can become toxic or too much, yeah.
Or if someone that doesn't know how to communicate or doesn't... And usually with dating, I feel like you typically can see, like... You're not that great of a communicator. You're not that great of, like, you just think of the person that you want as your husband, the person that you, or, you know, your wife that you want as a partner. Like, how do you communicate?
I think too, idealizing.
How do you
who you want this person to be rather than who they are. Like, if you're not actually vibing, like, then that might not be it for you.
It's totally fine.
It's totally fine. All right. I think we got to shut this down very soon. We got to get out of here. So
let's get into our intention.
Let's get into our intentions.
What's your intention for the week, C?
My intention this week, since it's been a very heavy episode, I intend to have fun with it. I want to stop taking myself so seriously this week at least, and keep it light and not stress the little things or the things I don't have control over. Kind of circles back into my affirmation. But yeah, I just want to have fun with it. Like, there's a lot of things I have going on right now and I want to do, but it shouldn't feel like a chore all the time. Like, we only get this life, I think. I don't know. But if this is it, why make it so heavy? So like, hard. So many other things in life make...
Does it have to be
this hard?
Does it
for you? Yeah.
Does it have to be this hard?
It doesn't have to be. And none of this shit is real. I always tell myself that.
I say that. There was somebody else that I went to college with, and he was like, this shit ain't real. Like, life isn't real.
Like, it's not even
and
real.
Ever since he said that to me in college, I literally repeat it to myself pretty often. Like, Marshawn, if you're listening... Shout out to you, but this shit ain't real.
It's crazy how you can hold on to something
real. Yeah.
That somebody will tell you. I remember a friend in high school was like, I was complaining about the weather, and he was like, just got to work with the elements. And so, like, I carry that with me now, even in just tough situations. I'm like, you just got to work with the elements. Like, it's working out.
On somebody else.
And keep it light and have fun. Like, just make it fun. And I feel like the things I want for me right now should be fun. Like, it's what I want.
We always think about, like, the next, but you get fucked up when you're not really living in the meantime. So
just have fun with it. That's it. What's your intention this week?
My intention this week is that I am putting my wants and my needs first. Big purr. I think that I am just genuinely, like, I'm a giver. I'm a warrior sometimes. And I think that it's easy to get caught up in doing what you want, what you think other people are responding to things in the ways that you think other people would want you to respond in.
Rather than what's true to you.
Rather than just being yourself. So I'm loving myself unconditionally and unapologetically. Like, I'm living in that moment. And my wants and my needs are valid. And
they certainly are.
And I'm going with that. Like, I feel like it's so easy to build other people's shit. Like, you know, like, okay, this is what you envision, but, like, you can step out of that of, like, well, what do you want? But what were your goals? What were your things that you were working on before this thing happened?
And your needs are important. Like, I think it's easy to kind of put your needs to the side when you want to be present for other people, but sometimes it's okay to put you first. Most times you should.
Yeah. I think, absolutely. Absolutely. So I'm trying to be more intentional about just, like, listening to myself, listening to my body, and when I have these feelings or emotions or thoughts of, like, damn, you know, I don't really want this, or I don't really want to be doing this, or I don't want to, you know what I mean? It's just like, listen to that, act on that, live in that, and just be there. Just flow, baby.
We just going with the flow, living life, just here on this little rock.
It's
just
so
a little
easy.
speck on this rock.
It's so easy to just conform to other people's ideas of what, you know what I mean? Even if you're dating. Like, why I know that you want me to show up this way, and it's like...
I mean, I think we even do it for our parents. It's like, I don't want to disappoint them, or
we're so...
I want them to see me like this, so I got to be like that.
I am such approval kind of person, and I think when you can stop giving a fuck
or even
about
within your friend groups, you're like, oh,
when you
they're
can
doing
stop
this or that, so
giving a
I gotta
fuck
be.
about what other people are
Yeah.
doing and thinking, and you're literally just moving in a place of you and love and light, like, you good.
Do you.
Yeah. For you.
And only for you. I know that's right.
I know that's right.
Thanks for listening if you have made it this far in
man.
our series, because
Yeah, you're a real one.
we're having a lot of fun.
We are having a lot of fun,
Having
and
a
I
lot
think
of
that's
fun.
important.
So we'll see y'all next week.
Thank you. We'll see you. Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Hopefully you guys found that this like helpful.
Like,
Don't
yeah.
say bye to our
Sorry.
friends just yet. We ain't ready yet.
Sorry, my
We
bad.
ain't ready.
Not bye, but bye.
But if you guys found this useful, please like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know if you have any abuse stories that you want to talk through or work through.
We were
Or
here.
if you want some resources, please send us a message,
Definitely.
a comment, any sort of anything, a lifeboat, an SOS.
If any men this resonated with and you would like to know more about rape culture, I have a friend that teaches all about rape culture. So I can direct you that way as well. I'm going to put his info in the
resources.
The resources also.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.